Oh no, have it. No, we can use that.
In the big bilge tank, we'll keep you in the know. In the big bilge tank, we'll fix your techie woes, and we'll break things and we'll make things so we're all together raking, and we'll raise a cup of grog down in the big bilge tank. In the big bilge tank, come and join our pirate crew. In the big bilge tank, we will show you what to do. And we'll hack it till we crack it, and we'll tell the world about it, and forget to tidy up. That's why it's now a bilge tank.
Happy New Year!
Welcome to Bilge Tank 72.
We're typically disorganised.
No, we're actually doing okay today. Fortunately, what we have to do today is quite simple.
But it involves a lot of tools and blunt force.
Yeah. Wait, do we now have the big hammer?
We have a bigger hammer than this.
We forgot the big hammer. We had one job.
Where's
I just realised
Thor?
I forgot something else. So
Right. Okay, so we'll talk
What did I
about...
say? What did I say?
We've got a few new products to show off here today, but the main thrust of today will be showing off solderless headers. We finally got our solderless headers in
Is that
from...
male solder? You can't really see that.
Let's go on to the close-up.
Close up. Have a look at the male solderless headers.
So if you look there,
Female solderless headers.
here's a normal header for comparison.
Yeah, you'll see the kind of bottom of the pins looks a little bit like a needle, in that it has that strange eyelet in it.
And they're quite thin as well. They're blade-like.
Blade-like.
Yeah.
They are not for threading thread on, as you might imagine, but rather for forcing into the holes of a PCB. So they basically make a mechanical joint from compression alone.
It's an interference fit.
It's an
And yeah, it stops you having to
Say
solder 40 pins, which is fantastic. We also have the female version for fats and anything else that needs a header.
Ta-da! Sandy's got it.
Cool.
I'm still not 100% convinced by these, but you guys have been building a jig, haven't you, for malleting them together while keeping all the pins perfectly wonderfully straight. What are you doing? That's not the right button.
We don't want the credits again.
We're off to a good start.
We already had one.
Everything's fine.
So yeah. Anyway,
Time.
the way you would normally, these are used industrial quite a lot, especially with kind of backplanes and things. And the way they're normally done there is with a kind of precise torque jig that puts constant pressure on and pushes it through.
You basically want a constant, even pressure kind of compressing it down from the top, don't you?
We have none of that. So what we're recommending is the application of brute force with a hammer or tack hammer.
I'm very surprised that that's made out of perspex, actually.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you're hitting it hard enough to break the perspex, you're hitting too hard.
yeah.
It's kind of self-limiting. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you through how to do this today. Yeah, we've got the business first aid kit just in case. We should be wearing goggles. Fortunately, me and Sandy have glasses. It's only Phil who's at risk today.
I'm a robot, so it doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah.
I think what we'll do is we'll kind of describe the principle of how you do it, and then we're going to
learn this.
And then we're going to have a bit of a race where I'm going to fit it with the hammer header, and Paul is going to solder.
I'm going to solder in
the
competition.
traditional manner.
Yeah, I am prepped.
And we're going to see who does it most
I
quickly.
do the gladiators style.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
your marks.
No, well,
Get set.
let's
You're not dressed in blue.
let's just show the.
Oh right, yeah. I'm like American gladiators.
Black team.
We're darker.
Can we get the close up?
Yeah, let's go close up.
Just to show the kind of process. So
I'll put us down.
basically, what you
Not
get,
there as well.
what you're going to get is a piece of acrylic that snaps apart into 3 different bits. This bit here, here's one that I prepared earlier. So that's had the protective film peeled off. You'll get 2, I think these are 20 mil
20 mil bolts, yeah.
nylon bolts, M3 I think.
Yeah.
You basically push them through the 2 holes in the acrylic plate.
And they end up pretty much flush with the bottom, don't they? Can you show that?
So they're going to stick out a bit, but there's another plate.
Oh, I'm skipping ahead.
Yeah, you're
sorry, man.
You're way ahead. There's another plate that fits underneath that one, and then the heads of the bolts are going to be flush then.
Cool.
So this whole plate sits flat on the surface that you're hammering onto. The other advantage of that is with the solid bit below the bit where the pins are going to go through, that stops the pins being hammered too far through, which is a potential issue.
Cool.
Then what you do is you pop your Pi Zero onto the into the jig. It's probably an idea to do that before you fit the bottom plate, actually, because then it's slightly tricky to get the screws lined up properly.
Okay. So the
there we go.
The screw holes on the Pi Zero are nominally M2.5, but they're actually quite generous. So
they're 2.75, I think.
They're actually drilled at 2.75.
Yeah.
So the M3 nylon bolts fit perfectly fine.
Yes. Then the hammer header just fits into the holes on the Pi Zero.
I see where this is going now.
Then the top piece goes on top of the screws, and then the whole thing is ready to gently tap back and forth with the hammer.
So what are the key things?
Not that gentle, but you'll see.
So what are the key things you need to do here? You need to keep it level, don't you? And you need to hit it level with gentle taps, backwards and forwards.
It's important not to hammer one side all the way in first and then try to do the other side, because if you do that, then you're going to end up bending all of the pins, because this acrylic piece will be kind of like down at one end and then up at the other end, and when you start hammering on it, it's going to put kind of uneven pressure on it.
Wrong, basically.
So although it's going to take longer, hit it more gently but still quite firmly, and go back and forth quite a few times.
The reason why we're doing it this way and we've contrived this solution and we're giving you what effectively amounts to a video tutorial is that you're supposed to do this at home. So most people probably don't have a hydraulic press or a vise or a bench vise or a mini vise at home to fit these headers with. So we've come up with this basic Perspex solution to let you jig it up and use your hammer. Hopefully you've got a hammer. Most people have a hammer, or at least something that resembles a hammer.
Nika used the end of a screwdriver.
The hard end of the screwdriver.
We've all used a slicker key or something like that.
So do you want to get queued up where you're going
to do this at home, basically?
Do you want to get queued up where you're going to hammer Sandy, and then we can get the camera close up?
Yeah.
So we can actually watch your work.
Can you allow him to assemble his jig first? Should he not have a from scratch jig assembly?
No, I'm already jigged up here.
He's already jigged up.
We're equal at the moment.
Fair and square.
Cool. So,
okay.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Right.
Got his tools ready.
Okay.
Select your hammer.
Here we go. Right.
Yeah.
More interested in getting a hammer.
So don't try and go too quick.
On your marks.
Do it like you would at home, with care and attention.
I wonder which. I'll try it with this one.
The tack hammer's much better. You're gonna hit the bolts all the time. The tack hammer's great.
I think you're gonna be better with the tack hammer. That's more likely.
Okay.
On your marks.
Hang on.
Get set.
Hang on. Yep, I'm good.
Go. So he's had a lot of practice of this, so I feel maybe it's a little bit unfair. I've had to put up with the testing of this over the last few days. All these pins, can't hear anything at all. How do you do it so quietly, Sandy? Oh, that looks... Nothing to see here. You're being perfectionist now, I think you're done. Come on. We're just being generous.
Yep.
Yep.
I think he's done.
I want 20 pins in here. This is going quick.
Yeah, that is.
There we go.
See how much longer it takes. So you're showing that on close up while
you're halfway. And
So
that
this is using a
typical
Hacko
part
soldering
as well,
iron.
using a very, very high quality soldering iron and
Mhm.
the right kind of
And a
gauge
fresh
solderer.
tip.
And so this is soldering under virtually
Actually-
ideal conditions.
Actually, because I've got spare time, I'm actually going to do the fat as well. Just
Oh,
to-
you bugger.
Here's an SD card.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, talk people through the fat, because the fat, there are a couple of
You have your
caveats with the
knife down
fat.
there.
Yeah.
Oh,
No. That's
Done. I have no idea what that is or why it's there, but
wonderful.
we should sell it.
Quick.
Okay, I'm done.
Okay, so if you're doing a fat, then what you do is you
process slightly different.
flip the fat over, rotate it by 180 degrees to the orientation that you would have your pi zero. Stick the female header into the holes. Put the plastic belt on top again, and you don't have to be quite as precious about this one, because you've got the plastic of the.
Over a bit.
You're not going to put your base on as well.
Oh yeah, the
To
base.
make
Yeah.
sure. You can't really get your pins all the way through in the same
Yeah,
way.
you've done this before, haven't you, Phil?
I haven't, no, but I've listened to the joyous sounds of you doing it over and
You've
over
read the
again.
tutorial, obviously.
Yes, the tutorial will be prepared days ago.
Yeah, because you're hammering onto the plastic, you can be a bit less precious about
Basically,
the female one.
you can't bend the pins out or do anything that cause them to go
That's,
wonky with
that's
this.
it done.
Wow. That's a lot quicker than I could
So
do.
that's really
So
quick.
now you push the two together.
Yeah.
Show it off. Show off your result first.
Where is it? There we go.
Look at that.
It's,
So you
it's
can
like
see
the
pins
tidiest
of-
soldering you could ever get.
Yeah, it's really cool.
There's nothing
Yeah,
stopping you
hot
from then
solder.
soldering this either.
You're not going to burn yourself on it.
So
It's true.
just to prove it works, we've the only thing is when you push down on it, the top of these pins are really sharp. So just be careful when you push down on them.
So can you now pull that hat off or that fat off without pulling the pins out?
You can. I'll just demonstrate. I'll probably bend the pins because I always end up. Bending.
Just lever back and forth, man.
I tend to do it this way.
Alright, that's a bit better.
There you go. So, yep, pins are still
Yeah.
in place.
Pins are still in place on both.
This is the good thing. It's a proper solution. Because you've used the hammer, the force is there to mean that this is
Yeah,
rock
I mean-
solid.
We actually had several different samples of this made, didn't we, with different widths of the kind of retaining
It's taken us,
nubbin.
it's taken us basically 6 months of samples, and we've been changing the pins by, I think, 10 microns?
Yeah,
That's how much difference it makes.
because some of them were too wide and required like too much force to get them in.
Yeah.
Some of them were slightly too loose, so when you pulled at it, it would come back out again.
You can
So
push them
it's-
in by hand, but then they come straight back out, so you
yeah,
try to put
yeah.
the hat on and pull it off again.
Not good.
So,
Um,
not ideal.
so hopefully, if we plug this Pi Zero in now,
So you got a
Um,
pre-prepared SD card with unicorn hat. Will fire
I
on boot.
pointed out to Sandy that this may not be the best of tests because it only actually uses one pin.
I
well,
think if one works,
If one works, we can
3
extrapolate
pins.
that out to the rest.
if the
pins.
power works.
Power and ground,
Yeah.
yeah. True.
Yeah.
True. I'll give you that.
It's flashing green, so we haven't killed the pie. I'd just like to point out that my
Just,
soldering, I've ended up with a wonky header as well. I've got it at an angle. So
Oh, because you used a breadboard solution to chop it
yeah,
up.
it's going to end up wonky
Yeah.
one way or the other. Hey!
Woohoo!
There you go, electrically sound.
That's the best demo that we've ever done, I think.
It involved hammers.
Yeah. I
Excellent.
think it's kind of easy mode, really.
Hang
Isn't it?
on, I've still got all my fingers. Yeah.
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 No
Okay.
blood. No
Need
blood.
the first aid kit after all.
Brilliant. Okay, so there we go. Hammer headers, are they on the store?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
So, yeah, let's go to primarily.com.
So I guess you get your hammer
So,
header and the kit to install it then.
There are
That's
three
the thing.
three different options. You can get the male header by itself, the female header by itself, or a kit that has a male header, a female header, and the jig.
Yeah.
And that's the one you should really get because you can probably do the female ones without the jig. The male ones good luck to you if you if you manage to do it with just a hammer.
When we were trying to do it,
Tiny little hammer to do each individual pin.
when we were trying to do it before we had the jig, we were using a GPIO cable, which sort of kind of worked, but you'd often find that some pins would end up uneven. It was unreliable, but it is possible. You could also use kind of a breadboard, so you kind of have the pin into the breadboard and then something on top to hammer the header in. Again, it's a bit unreliable.
Pad your pie.
Yeah, the jig's fairly easy. So yeah, circuit beard. Will there be right-angled ones? Not that we're planning at the moment.
They will be problematic to
Possible
install, I
to
guess.
fit, yeah.
Yeah, I think with jig you should get the right pressure, but it would probably bend them over, so it's probably not the best idea.
Okay, these are tricky to even get into a breadboard to get yourself into a position you can fit them really.
Cool. So we've got a bunch of these now. We've got one shipment from China, and we'll see how well the community takes to it. Cool.
Yep.
Right.
I think, was there a tentative plan to include them in the fats kits? Was that
Not so
a-
much yet. No,
No.
it's because they're a bit more expensive. Well, they're a chunk more expensive than a normal header, but this is because we have them made specifically.
Yeah.
Can we get one
for
that's got
the
the
pie and the
pins
fat?
fluted at either side so you can use them to permanently connect a pie and a fat together? Like,
Oh no, we did ask about that, and I think there was some talk of could we have 10 grand for a new mould?
okay,
At which point we said, we'll go with the normal headers for
no
now,
thanks.
because they have something to base it on, and then it was just about tuning the thing and just getting a jig for the pins rather than
I
everything.
see.
So just reducing the stamp they're using for the actual thing by a little bit, by 10 microns, is easier than making a new one for both ends being solderless. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see. Give it a go and let us know how you get on.
And there's a tutorial as well if you click on that link there, Paul.
Oh wow, you did it! Oh,
Yeah.
you were a freaking demon, Sandy. Yeah,
So that shows you how to do exactly what I've just done.
you managed to photograph clear perspex as well. Well done.
Yeah, they're not the best photos, but
They look pretty good to me. Nice hammer too.
Nice hammering action.
Yeah. So you've seen us doing it there. Yeah. If it goes wrong, it's your fault. But
Yeah.
really, I think for people who don't like soldering, it's a good solution. It's
and it's like it's way faster as well. If you just want to save yourself time.
Yeah.
If you had some kind of project where you had like 10 pi zeros and 10 fats or something like that,
Yeah.
then that's an awful lot of soldering.
Yeah.
Once
Whereas
you
if
built
you-
your jig once.
If you buy a kit with a jig and then
10 more headers.
10 more headers, then
Yeah.
that's going to save you an awful lot of time.
Cool. Yeah, and you got
Yep.
some practice ones then. Brilliant. Okay, what else do we have today?
Shiny toys, I want to know what these are. What is this?
Okay, that is the Canary.
The
So
canary.
let's go back to the new products because I think these are all on the new products.
What's the slot in the back for? I'm confused.
So that's for removing. These are cardboard cutters. Canary cardboard cutter, the CCC. So if you've got a Stanley knife, if you've got a craft knife there.
Yep, I do.
So normally for cutting stuff up, you use one of these, and first aid kit at the ready.
Kind of.
So if I'm doing this,
No, don't do
and I
it.
just kind of slip, I can easily cut
Well, A,
Phil's
you
arm
could
off.
cut me, and B, the knife squeaks against the cardboard in a way that.
Can we get a proper demo? Because I didn't really get the idea of that.
You want to see some claret, don't you?
I'm going goose pimply with just the
Quick close up of Phil's goose pimples.
regular craft knives are just terrible. They make you goose pimply.
Oh man, yeah. See, that's something you just don't get with the Canary. It's a plastic blade. It's got serrations. It's still a cutting implement, so we think it's still subject to knife regulation and that kind of thing. But I think a copper's going to have a lot less problem with that.
Serration. It worked really nicely on the packaging for it.
That's satisfying.
Yeah. Much less kind of fruitless squeaking and much more.
Can we go in? Oh no, I need to lock it like that, and then I can like get in.
Good for escaping from cardboard boxes.
Yeah, if you're ever buried in a cardboard box.
Make sure you have one of these.
There we go. Arrgh. Yeah, so they're really useful. They're on the shop now. We have spare blades and we have the box cutter, and I think we have the kind of pro version of that as well, which is a bit more involved.
Like a cardboard chainsaw.
Yeah. No, it's just a bit longer, and I think it's for the more discerning cardboard cutter. Yeah. What else have we got? We have a few of the AdaBox 001 in, which people have been kind of various kind of like meh and mostly squee, because it's a bunch of stuff put together into a whole project. So if you look on the back there,
nice. The pop of blue is just glorious. So
yeah. I know. Let's get this. Let's get ourselves organised. There we go.
Zumo.
So on the back, it's got a nice layout in Adafruit style. So this is Welcome to Feather.
Nice.
It's a basic introduction to Adafruit's increasingly awesome Feather ecosystem. Let's open the box up.
Oh yeah.
Nicely, because we want to use it again.
Out of the way. Out of the way. Oh, that's.
Ooh, what's this?
It's the card backing for the cutout lettering, and it's
which is-
also an info card.
Oh, that's
Hey.
crafty.
It's super clever.
He certainly does, just like Dave Jones there.
Also
Also an info.
an info. I can't do it.
There we go, and then I say
Can't
free box.
take it.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's so good.
It's like when you buy
Underwear.
expensive
Plastic,
underwear.
whoa,
yeah, it's just
angle
like-
sticker, man. Whoa, angle sticker. There you go. You see it says AdaBox in a UV gloss. Nice.
Ooh, look at that.
Bit of ultra varnish there.
Well, this is presented along the same lines as kind of most of these subscription boxes, where you get the nice box and you get the paper wrap. So
Yeah.
kind of following suit with the same thing. And then you open the paper wrap and it's just stuff thrown into a box.
Yeah, okay, they pre-package things anyway, but yeah.
But still, it's nice. It's about the content.
Inserts are hard.
So you've got
Subscription boxes always have wrapping paper.
jumbo LEDs, trim pots, resistors. What else is in there? Push buttons. Looks like an RGB LED.
Mm-hmm.
Neopixel feather wing.
Yep. That's a lot like the Unicorn Fat, but for feather.
TMP36 temperature sensor.
So it's a bunch of stuff that you can add to
Piezo
the
buzzer.
feather.
So a lot of the same stuff that's in our Explorer Hat Pro parts kit.
Yeah, it's the kind of parts
Um,
you tend to use as a starter.
Flex
with,
sensor,
microcontrollers and stuff.
Good.
The actual
Feather.
It's a pre-soldered feather as well, isn't it?
Lots of jumper jerky. USB cable. Oh, what's this? Ooh, LCD.
Yep, 16 by 2.
And a gigantic breadboard.
Yeah. Also sealed, which is
Sealed for freshness, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so it feels now we've opened it, that might be a bit less special.
Oh.
So if we're going to put that back in stock, I think we should make up for the fact we've touched it and soiled it. Do you want to chuck? There you go. You can have my soldered Pi Zero in there. So whoever gets this box gets a free Pi Zero with a soldered header.
Soldered live on Bilge.
Yeah, courtesy of us.
Shall we sign inside the lid as well? Because we're like that. No.
Yeah, I've
Our
got a Sharpie here.
Our signatures will make it less valuable.
Yeah. Cool.
No, sign on the lid, man. On the
Okay.
lid. You get a free stroke from Paul. Excellent.
There we go. Less than 3. Go on, you can sign it now, Phil. So it says, have a free Pi Zero on us, love the pirates, and then we've done less than 3. So if you're lucky enough to get that, yeah,
There we go.
I reckon it's going to come back as a return with somebody saying, somebody's soiled my
What the
AdaBox.
hell's this?
Yeah. So, yeah, we're kind of sorry. Right, so that's one new thing.
get Zion to...
Yeah. The other thing we have is the Ada Music Maker Featherwing.
You nearly got an empty wrapper.
So if you want to show that on close up, this is kind of the MP3 music maker that has been as an Arduino shield, now specifically formatted for Feather. It's got an SD card slot, which the chip uses to play sounds on command.
Sweet.
And it's also got a MIDI mode, so you can take MIDI data over the UART to trigger stuff,
That's very cool.
which is pretty cool. So if you've got a microcontroller, it's a good way of doing sound.
I think, did I read that it had samples preloaded on it? I think it's got samples preloaded on it.
Ooh.
So I think you can just plug it into MIDI and
Just
then
play it like a device.
get sounds out of it. Yeah,
How will we even go about doing that?
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So is that also a microcontroller on there as well? What is the little fella?
My eyesight's not that good. I'll let you do
Ah. No idea.
Probably isn't. But
it. No.
yeah, there you go. So that's £21. And does a lot.
Yeah, I think
Feature the VS1053, an encoding decoding codec chip that can decode a wide variety of audio formats such as
built-in.
MP3, AAC, OGG, Vorbis, etc.
Yeah, it says built-in MIDI synth drum machine with dozens of instruments.
Okay.
So I presume that means it's got sounds preloaded on it.
That
Sweet.
appears to be something preloaded onto the chip then, I guess. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I suppose you would, then people don't have to add anything if they want some basic sounds. Yeah.
If you just want a drum kit, sorted.
Yeah. Sweet. Okay. We also have,
Ooh.
and this is a bit more specialist,
Super shiny.
the Atlas DCA Pro Advanced Semiconductor Analyzer with curve tracing. So this is reasonably niche if you're doing kind of things with diodes and you need exact things, if you need exact values, or you need to see whether you've got duff components such as voltage regulators, MOSFETs, transistors, or diodes. This is what that is for. It's pricey, but it's awesome, and you can link it to your PC via USB. We've got a bunch. We're going to test it with a bunch of diodes I have in a bag here to see if they've got different forward voltage. So pick three of them, and let's give them some analysis.
I'm going to pick one red one because I know.
No, it'll be different. Yeah. But if they're supposed to be the same diodes and they have different values, that's
3 yellow ones. As
sweet.
well because
okay. Let's hook one of those up to the test things and see what it does.
You get a red, a green, and a blue test lead.
Just put it onto any; it'll work it out as long as you use the same ones consistently.
Right.
Is it that clever?
Yeah,
I love
it's
these
all
little
about the
test
smarts.
sets.
Let's just try that. Ooh.
It just turned off. Well, it's lighting it up.
Okay.
Oh wow. LED.
So the red is the cathode, the blue is the anode. The forward voltage is 1.962 volts. 5 milliamps.
So
That's amazing.
1.962.
So was that the red one?
That
No,
was
that was
the
one yellow one.
one yellow one. I have no idea which way around. I just took that off. What?
It'll work it out anyway,
Yeah,
by the looks of it.
it's more clever than you are, Phil.
It is. It is in fact more clever than me.
Test.
Okay, down a bit.
1.960.
And you put it the other way around. You've got red anode, blue cathode. Forward voltage 1.960, so a little bit difference.
Clearly demonstrated that.
Try
it
the
is
red
smarter
one.
than me. Third yellow one. See how consistent these wonderful yellow LEDs are.
1.958. Cool.
That's
Pretty
pretty close.
Okay.
So these small kind of changes in the forward voltage are what create the kind of imbalance between resistors when you're trying to limit current through them. So it's why it's always a good idea to have that current limiting resistor on them.
Yeah, if you pair two LEDs off and use the same resistor for multiple LEDs, I think you can get
It
some
evens it out.
interesting problems with that.
1.917.
Your LED with the
Do we have some other components that we can
Try and trick it with
Um,
something else. Have you got like a regular diode?
I don't think we've got a regular diode. Oh, we've got some resistors, but it doesn't do resistors, so...
What
Oh no,
happens
there's a
when-
regular diode.
What happens if
That
I
looks like
plug
a
a
Zener.
resistor into it? Okay.
Try that. It's a pity we haven't got a transistor, because it'll tell you which pins are the base collector and emitter.
Diode junction.
Cool.
How does it know? I'm guessing it's something to do with the current consumption of the device itself. So
and probably the difference between the sides as well, maybe.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's clever.
What else can
Anyway,
we stick in it to
if
try and
you
trick
if
it?
you need an analysis tool, then this is pretty all singing, all dancing. Because you can do curve measurement as well to see how they respond. There you go.
no
No,
component
It
detected.
knows. I think Nico said he put a capacitor on it and it identified it as a diode.
Okay.
But it's not meant for capacitors, so yeah. Cool. So that's a cool thing if you are doing serious things and you want to know how good that random reel from eBay was, or China, or wherever. You can see if they are up to spec. And
So
that's what this is all about.
So it's got USB on it as well. What's
Yep.
that?
You hook it up to your computer with the USB, and it's got software on there to do the analysis. So I don't know if we've got. There we go.
Semiconductors, diodes.
There's the
diodes,
software
diodes,
screenshot.
networks, LEDs, bicolor LEDs,
Uh,
bipolar
so-
junction transistors, Darlington transistors.
someone's asking if you short the leads, what does it say?
It tells you they're shorted.
It appears to also say no component
test it.
detected. Oh, red and blue lead shorted.
You can't trick it that
All
easily.
ones. Hang on a minute.
You go for all three.
Gonna go for all three.
Oh, you madman.
Brutal.
You just want to watch the world burn.
Excellent. It's smarter than you, Sandy.
Yeah.
Smarter than
You should really say Pevcac.
Yeah.
Idiot in
What
control.
the hell?
Cool. Nick Young asked on the chat, has anyone done a speaker hat yet? We might have something coming up fairly soon for that.
Ow.
So keep an eye out. In fact, we have possibly our coolest board ever coming for that.
No, I think the other one is actually the coolest one ever.
The other one,
The hat.
the hat.
Yeah, the new hat that's coming.
The hat? No, I'm drawing a blank.
The one with all the blinky lights on it.
That describes every product we've ever made.
Yeah, no, but that's a good board, but it's not looks wise. It's just kind of like stunning. It's kind of like
Yeah.
ferret shock.
Going to be lots of fun stuff coming up.
Yeah. Otherwise, there is Adafruit released their first FAT. They called it a bonnet because they have more style than us. And they released it's an amp they've used elsewhere, a 3-watt amp on the I2S bus. Yeah, and they have a kit and they have the FAT, and that'll kick out some jams. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we're doing something a little bit different, and it'll be awesome. Right, I think that's everything we've got for this week, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think so. I can't see any
Still
more
working.
wayward gubbins upon this tab.
Yeah. The thing is, if you really want to solder it, then you just put a little bit of solder on it, and you turn that up to full brightness, and it'll at least weld the power points eventually. Yeah. Cool. Right. So thank you for coming back after the new year. Spread the word. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Talk to people about the solderless header, because we'd really like to see that kind of helping people get their zero from
We
being...
want your hammering videos.
Yeah, get people from doing just, web servers on a zero or whatever to actually doing GPIO stuff. To actually
this is making it accessible to people who don't have a soldering iron or
start getting
really
the hats
don't
and
want
things
to
on
do
there. Yeah, it's one less barrier out there, which is awesome.
it. It is indeed.
Cool. Right. Bye, folks.
Bye.